Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of And Just Like That, episode 5. I actually wasn't going to do a video because there's almost nothing to talk about, but I thought it would be weird to review most of the episodes and then not one of them. I was going to do a community post. That's kind of like a Twitter or Facebook style function on YouTube. So it's Thursday. I watched it. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. In the news, they were saying that all the talks for season 2 broke down because of the allegations against Chris Noth. And I think all the talks for season 2 broke down because of the existence of season 1. Unless season 2 is just Samantha in London with a backpack full of replens, nobody wants this. And I'm not even convinced the people in the show want it. So Carrie's 75 again. 78? 80? So she's having hip replacement surgery. But they make this weird plot point of it. It's like, oh, it's not old people hip replacement surgery. It's a congenital birth defect that just showed up when she got old. So she very quickly has surgery based on a... By the way, I really need them to establish her level of wealth because it's kind of like Batman with ninjas. If Batman fights just one ninja, it's this really tough fight and he just barely wins. If he fights 20 ninjas, it's this really tough fight and he just barely wins. Like, she'll be like handing her insurance card and asking what's deductible. It's like, aren't you worth like $25 million minimum? Like, the rich people I know pay for all of their medical stuff in cash. So it's just weird for a rich person to be like, oh, is this deductible? Does my coverage, you know what covers everything? Cash. So we got to see Carrie having hip replacement surgery, really quick, by the way, and pissing all over herself. It sounds like I'm making it up. Like, who's having fun? Like, I'm assuming that when, they talk about it, you're like, okay, so what are the stories going to be? You're going to be pissing yourself. We might have you shit yourself. You're going to be old and creaky. You're going to... Oh, so is it set in the future? No. It's the present. We don't know what 55-year-old women are like, so we're just going to imagine they're all 80. So then we get to finally have... Okay, sit down, lay down. Okay, it's still not enough. You're not going to believe this, but Miranda kissed Shay. Yeah. Okay. They couldn't even write it in an interesting way. Like, they have to do this really lame alcoholism story. Why don't you just have a 55-year-old woman not wanting to admit that she's bisexual, and that just blows her mind and she's not ready for that? She slips into bisexual mode very easily. Like, there's no like, oh my gosh, I could have been doing that my entire life, or that's weird, or maybe I tried it and I don't like it. But no, she's just like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual too. But I'm not an alcoholic, or maybe I am, but that's a pretty major thing to either discover about yourself at the age of 55 or finally act upon, and it's just completely glossed over. That being said, there are some little interesting bits. For instance, with the storyline with Charlotte's daughter, I don't know, transitioning, want to be called by a different gender. There's multiple adults who are like, no, or this is weird, or I don't like this. Especially everyone, did everyone forget that Sex and the City 2 was actually fairly controversial? Because it was set in Dubai, but then it wasn't just like, it basically showed different sides of, Dubai society. So it showed, the nice parts, and it also showed the more, I'm forgetting the correct word, like strict religious parts. But so like right now, everyone's terrified to have anything but like the single allowed opinion on transitioning, especially, with kids. But this one, they're actually discussing that with some nuance. So what seemed like a very, very cliche current year storyline ends up being the most interesting one. But this is sad. the most interesting part of the entire episode was Carrie talking to Samantha on text. And you know how in TV shows, like a text conversation, they're like super short. They just cut to like the most dramatic. This part literally shows the entire conversation and the waiting while the other person types. And I think we all know why Samantha left Carrie on read at the end of that. So, Carrie's doing better at her podcasting? What? No. What? Okay, so we're still going with that. And that's it. I really stretched that, to describe it. That was it. That's the whole episode. There's only 10, and that was all of the 5th one. It kind of feels like anything that happened in this could have been put into another episode. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.